All right. VSC. VSC. VSC.
Good morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Welcome to the most dangerous show of the week.
The sticky note has already fallen off of the thing.
That's not a thing.
I'll hopefully talk about this more tomorrow, but before I sit down, I blocked my calliope. The neck is a little more open and nice, which doesn't work with a t-shirt, whatever. If anyone remembers what the sleeves looked like before,
No.
they were like, yeah, I got a good extra 2 inches or so out of it. We'll see how long it lasts. The bottom, I feel very comfortable with the length. So I'm sure
It's not one of those show your undershirt lengths anymore.
Yeah, is it fuzzy up there? I can't tell. Yeah, it's not like I'm not having the layered look at the bottom anymore. And I may wear it again tomorrow so we can talk about it in more detail as a follow-up on blocking from whenever we talked about blocking. But I had to, just in case I don't wear it in again tomorrow. And it's sparkly. You can't tell that on camera, but it is.
It's super pretty sparkles.
It's extra sparkly. And the cat got to sleep on it for 2 days. So, yeah, for anyone who was at midnight last night, I'm fine. My cat let go.
If
once
the cat
I
had
signed
been
off.
a snake, she would have been dead.
I really think the cat dislocated his jaw. He chomped on my arm.
Twice. 3 times.
Can't see that on camera probably, but Liz can see everything he did.
Look up and there's a cat attached to her arm going mer,
like
mer,
this.
mer, mer, mer. Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I tried to move, he went. It was because he was on top of the keyboard, stretched out, and he had turned off the sound for me. Everyone else could still hear and everything. So I was reaching over to undo that so I could say goodnight to everyone. And he latched on and wouldn't let go. I tried to release him and he's like, no, I'm comfortable. So I just had to, without hearing what they were saying, because I couldn't turn my sound on, I had to say, I'm sorry, guys, I have to end the meeting so I can deal with this. And I did. And it was roughly okay. I managed to reach around, get him by the scruff of the neck to release him. And he was getting ready to reattach. So, or I somehow got him a little away from me. And he's fine. But I was lying on my bed, so I went like this with my foot and boop, knocked him off.
Booped him off.
I booped him. And then I actually had to grab for a knitting project that would make noise with my big Sully in it because he was at the foot of the bed going, and I grabbed something that rattled and he went, oh no, and he ran away.
all of this is very snake-like. You had to grab him by the back of the neck.
Well,
you know.
That's how okay. Yes, and that is how mamas treat their cubs. Yeah. So
grab
that's how I deal with him. And, this morning he was fine and let me carry him around. He's fine. We're fine. I think A last night was like, I wouldn't keep a cat like that. And I'm like, I don't think he's adoptable by anybody else. And he does have his wonderful moments. So, life of the cat.
He's cuddlyly evil.
Yeah. And people got to see that in rare form last night. So come to a sit and stitch because you never know.
It's like waiting for a car wreck on NASCAR.
But seriously, what most people, they did see me kind of going, with him a few times. But for the most part last night, he was snuggled and sleeping next to me.
He was all cuddly.
And then I tried to turn my volume back on. So, hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in colder than yesterday, but blue sky was showing amongst the clouds. Beautiful drive into work today, Brevard, North Carolina.
And Liz in the menu there.
And today is Wednesday, which means it's the VSC day. It's the virtual shopping channel where we get to show you things and sell you things. And this week, we had no idea again what to do. Every week, I feel like this should be more in between us.
Yeah.
Because you're the quiet sister.
Yeah.
We're both loud, but then one of us seems louder when the microphone's closer. I don't know. So we have like both new stuff and old stuff to talk about today. And remember that anything we talk about on this episode, specifically named as a yarn that we read stats on and prices and things like that, is once I get it online and in the right category, because some of this is online, but the code won't work yet. Once it's in the products of the week category on the online shop, if you, when you check out, you put product of the week with spaces, it's spelled out on that category when you look at it. You can save 15% until the next time we do one of these lovely episodes. If you just can't wait until I get it up online, which hopefully is going to be sometime today. If you just can't wait and you're local, come knock on the door or make an appointment. And then say, hey, I want the product of the week, or I want this product of the week, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. So we have a full slate of appointments this afternoon, though. So if you really can't wait until we get it up and you need it today, come knock on the door and expect to be served outside. Okay. Just so we're clear, right? Regulars have probably heard that so many times now, but sometimes you hear it so often you forget it or tune it out.
So we just like to keep, everything clear.
Yeah. Okay, so we have lots of goodies today. Where should we start? You want to start with the
the yummies.
I picked a yarn that has to do with my crochet shawl that I brought in today. We'll talk about that in a minute. And then we're like, well, what else? And this is a yarn that's already up, and it's one of the more expensive yarns in the shop. But just think about that. You can save 15% off one of the most yummy, expensive yarns in the shop.
It's cashmere.
It's cashmere. Our only yarn that is this 100%?
It's 100% cashmere.
Because everyone's like, I want cashmere. And you're often thinking of something like this sweater where it's a pretty fine, really fine cashmere. This is not like teeny tiny cashmere, which means it's easier to knit with.
It's a light worsted, I think.
Cashmere is like, apart from like vicuna, cashmere is some of the softest plant animal. Oh my gosh. Still recovering from migraine last week. Animal fiber.
From the cashmere goat.
Yes. Cashmere and mohair are from goats. I always impress my family when I tell them that because they forget. And they're like, goats? But it's so soft. So, sorry.
Yeah, it's 100% cashmere. And we sell them in 50-gram balls.
It's by Lana Gatto. It's a light worsted. It's like it could work for DK weight patterns or worsted weight patterns. So it's a medium-ish, light medium thickness.
It's 150 meters or 164 yards
for 50 grams. Which, if you compare to worsted weights, that's like 300 plus yards, meters for 100 grams. And a worsted weight is usually about 200 to 220 yards per 100 grams. So, it's thinner. It's also, different animal fibers are going to weigh different amounts. So different yardage is going to fit into different amounts.
They're calling for a 4-millimeter needle.
I keep cutting her off.
It happens.
Squirrel!
4-millimeter needle is what?
Is a 6.
So a DK.
Which is more DK. But I want to say that this might be listed as a worsted weight on Ravelry. The Lana Gatto Cashmere Light.
Yes.
As in light.
Hand wash. Lay flat. All the fun little...
The good, really soft, yummy stuff, apart from like a superwash merino, is going to be hand wash. We tell people, like, this is not machine wash. And like, I can't wash it. And it's like, no, you can hand wash it.
You can hand wash anything.
Honestly, for the most part, unless you really have no time, and like when I give stuff to my sister and her kids, I make it machine washable because they don't have time. Anything that you hand knit or crochet, if you can take the time to hand wash it, you really should, because it'll last longer. There's some things that will fluff up, or like the anemone hat that I have with the curly cues is designed to go in the washing machine with superwash. I will machine wash my hand knit socks, and at least the one pair I have will actually take their shape better if they go through the washer and dryer. But even machine washable stuff, if you can take the time to hand wash it and air dry kind of thing, it might last longer. So, so don't be afraid of hand washed yarn. Just don't put it in the washing machine and dryer, Sorry, I squirreled you.
It's okay. We have colors. What color are you holding?
I am holding the Ecru off-white, lovely, lovely, lovely.
Black.
We have wonderful natural colors. This comes in some gorgeous dyed colors, but we got the stuff that's pretty natural. Some of it might be dyed, but the more natural tones, it's just prettier, I think, in some ways. I mean, I love the bright colors too, but it's expensive yarn. So we can only bring so much into the shop, to be perfectly transparent and honest with y'all. And so we went for the natural tones because it looks more like the little goats. And it goes with more, and there's a chance it's actually softer because when you add dyes to things, they're not quite as soft.
Wheat is a little bit darker than the
It's a nice, here, hold up a little higher to not be blocked by the other yummies we're showing off today. It's like a sand color, kind of a thing, tan. Silver is, honestly, it's close to a charcoal. It's not a deep charcoal.
Yeah, it's a light charcoal.
It's a light charcoal, which again, I think is wonderful. And then I've got chocolate.
Which is like a milk chocolate.
It's,
with like flecks of bitter chocolate.
It's not like dark chocolate, like what you would think of with a really deep brown. It's kind of right in the middle, but it's nice.
It's a pretty one.
Yes, I really like it. It's almost like a walnut. Like the walnut is a little bit warmer than this that we have in the Cascade. We on the spot we're like, oh, let's do the cashmere, and then Liz said, my cashmere's at home. She has never cashmere
collar. Well, it's a ruffle thing. Y'all have seen it.
I think this is a really great example of what's in the ball might feel different when it's knit up, because it's soft, but it's even softer sometimes knit up. My one example here in the shop was one skein of Ecru got me this. It is the split ribs cowl, and it's really, really easy. You start in a circle and you have a certain amount of knits and then some lace work, and then you split it. You start going back and forth as the lace work kind of increases as you go. So if I hold this up like that, and you can see
there's a split.
There's that split. So there's like so many ways to wear this, which is really fun. The pattern, honestly, I think this ran a little short from following the full pattern. I've had someone who bought this and then said, hey, I'm supposed to do a little bit longer because it's like go for so many inches. And depending on your gauge, you're going to reach that faster or shorter. And they said, I'm almost out of yarn and I have like another inch or half inch or something really small to go. And I was like, do you really want to buy a whole nother ball of this stuff for an inch worth of knitting or a half inch of knitting? Just end it early. It's fine. I mean, if you want to, we will sell you a second skein of yarn. But, did you list the price?
I have not said the price yet. For 50 grams of 100% cashmere, it's going to cost $48.50 normal price. This week, 15% off.
So the math on that, 48, let's round, well, no, let's not round it up. $48. I'm taking off the change because my head math can maybe handle that. So when I do 15% in my head without a calculator, I'm going to take 10% of that. That's already saving you $480. And then half of that is $240 plus $480. Can you do that?
No.
To carry someone else is like, I already have the answer. It's gonna be like $720, I think. You're gonna save over $7 on this, which takes it down to almost $40.
Almost $40.
So that's for what you're getting. That's nice. That's pretty nice. It's still a lot of money, but it's so soft.
So soft and squishy.
So like this, you could wear. I've seen it worn straight as is with a little split right on your shoulder. My favorite way to wear this is actually inside out or like you put it on upside down kind of with the knit part showing. And then you can do a little foldy thing where the inside is showing. It's just, you can have so many options of how to wear this little guy. A little cowl, a little hat. I don't know if you can get a whole pair of fingerless mittens out of only one skein. But that's not going to go off the back, is it? I'm going to hide that ish. No, it's not really going to work. I'm going to wear this because it's so soft.
It
When I wanted to make
fantastic over the black sweater.
Tags down my shirt. There we go. Okay. When I wanted to make a sample for the shop for this, I was like, okay, I want to make something that is one skein. And I was looking, there's so many hat patterns for this amount of yardage or weight for 50 grams for the yardage on this. But I was like, I want something I'm going to feel against my skin because it is very nice and soft. And cowl is perfect. You don't have to do this cowl. I just wanted to do something fun. I made cowls for both my mom and my dad for Christmas a couple of years ago. It was my present to them because they got me Hamilton tickets. So they earned it because it's soft and warm and yay. And one skein, right? So so again, we've got, you know, to run through the palette, we've got a crew, we have the wheat, right? Wheat, yes. And then
And the chocolate.
like these are the warm ones.
And then we have silver and black.
There is no white, and we can talk about that. We are showing you one thing that's kind of white today. In fact, we can move to that. But most yarns are not going to have a white, or if they do, it's not going to be as soft because they're going to have to bleach the heck out of it to get it white. Like what a lot of yarns call white or natural is going to be a little off-white. And this one's just ecru. They're not even trying to say it's white. But you're the one little poop out. But this guy, this little, you know, tower of pleasure that we have here of softness, is one of the few natural fibers that can come pretty white. And that's because it comes from bunnies. And the bunnies themselves are pretty white.
Mohair comes from Angora goats.
Yes.
Angora yarn comes from bunnies.
Yes. So a yarn that says Angora on it, if it doesn't also say mohair or something like that. Yes, there are Angora goats, not to be confused with the Angora bunnies. And Angora comes from bunnies. Yay. And it's really soft. And we sell little, what is that? That's like 25 gram?
10?
We have these little floofers. They're great for Santa beards. I've seen people spinning Angora. 10 grams. Oh my gosh. Little 10 grams.
Little hockey pucks.
Look at the fuzz on this, okay? Can you see that fuzz? That's the great thing. So mohair's got fuzz. The cashmere not so much so. It's great. Alpaca can sometimes have a nice fuzzy halo, and llama. This is fuzz.
Mohair has fuzz depending on how it's processed. Because
Yeah,
mohair
the mohair
can
with the
be
silk.
just as long and
A staple in
As-
this thing.
yeah.
Yeah. The mohair we have in the shop, which is in this sweater held with a fingering weight. I've got a lovely fluffy halo on this sweater because it's got mohair. But okay, getting back to the task at hand. This is this 100% Angora?
it is 100% Angora.
It's got a lovely, Liz is gonna, I'm interrupting Liz again. And because it's white and the cameras, it's really hard to show you the texture of this yarn. But see that? There is a spin on it. There is a like 2-ply to it, but then there's the fuzzy halo. Go ahead, sorry.
For 10 grams, you get 49 yards. 5 stitches gives you an inch. They're recommending a US 8 needle.
So only 49 yards on this. It's not a lot. It's a good accent.
Hand wash, lay flat to dry. Made in Italy.
Yes.
We retail it for $8.95.
$8.95. So $9 for 10 grams because it is lovely fluffiness. But let's see. 90. You're gonna save like $1.50 on this week ish, kind of. Don't hold me to that because I'm head mathing. It's so fluffy. So Santa beards. If you want a nice highlight, we did have someone get this to hold with other yarn to make a baby blanket, and she needed like 2 tubes of this stuff. It was a lot. Not
I
our first
do not
recommendation.
recommend.
But if you want to, we are happy to order more for you.
Yes.
But we have what is in this lovely little tube right now. So if you want an accent on something, fluffy. Angora. Wonderful. Angora comes in all kinds of different colors too. We only have the white. If you needed a whole tube, this is like what, 10?
Yeah,
10
I
little
want to say
skeins?
it's 10.
If you need a lot of Angora and you want it in a fun color, we could probably order it for you. Contact the shop. But whenever we order a color or a yarn that we do not carry, we need to look at the volume that in which we need, the minimum volume we need to buy, like 10. And we need you to buy probably at least 60% of this for us to actually bring it in. Otherwise, it's not worth it. We can't order you single skeins. Some companies during COVID are doing that, are letting you break up a bag and letting us get it for you. But most of the time, that's not going to work. But if you need to make a sweater or something big where you need a lot of it and it's something we don't carry, but we order from that company, talk to me about it. We'll see what we can do. Okay. So, we talked about the cashmere. We talked about the Angora. Now we're going to go back to some basics that are more fun colors. So, I thought, I keep talking about this, and I think I put, oh yeah, okay. I'm making sure I haven't lost the hook. Teeny tiny hook.
Don't lose the.
Don't lose the hook. It's really easy. See, okay. Pluses and minuses to crochet. So plus, like Liz says, she doesn't count her crochet projects as part of her ongoing
pull
projects.
the hook out.
You
I
take the hook
don't,
out.
but you can't.
But your tool is not locked in to the ongoing project.
Knitting, I cannot easily remove my needles.
That needle can't be used for another project until she's done.
Well,
I mean,
it could, but it's a hassle because you got to take off.
you
the
can put it on
ends
a
and
holder.
Yeah.
Yes, it can be used for another project, but
It's
why?
a hassle.
Or not, but what? Yes, what she said. Why? Hassle. Sorry. If you don't have a lot of needles, it's worth the hassle. Liz works at a yarn shop. I own the yarn shop. We just keep using needles or buying needles. So, but the very plus side of crochet, where not locked in, is it also its downfall. It's not locked in. You can lose it. I can't tell you how many crochet hooks I've lost in my
That's
bag.
why I don't generally pull my hooks out of my projects.
I'm not pulling my hook out of my project.
I know
It's
out.
falling out. Yeah, she knows. Okay. So this, and Liz is like, oh no, you're gonna pull out your work. It's okay. I know where.
I just need to.
Hang on. I think. Yeah. Okay. This is the front. I have to check which side's the front. This is my Nessie shawl that I keep bringing in, and it's got all different. Oh yeah, good. Okay. It's got all different colors in it, but it's all one thing of yarn. Let's just get rid of the Angora now. So this is all one skein, and crochet eats up a ton of yarn. I'm on a D hook. I think it's written for an E, but I'm a loose crocheter. It's one thing of yarn. This is what I have left of it. It's 4 colors. Liz is holding up the ball.
This is what it started.
The skein, it started like that. It's now like this. I'm almost to that 4th color. Here's the crazy thing. This is a shawl that started here, and it gets bigger as you go. These colors
are the same grammage.
They're the same yardage, same grammage, because it's one thing. It's one skein that is broken up to 4 equal quadrants of color. It's called United Foursome from, and I'm literally, look, I have so little of the dark gray left. I'm about to hit the blue. It's Queensland's United
Foursome.
No. Let me finish my sentence. Queensland's yarn, called Queensland United, is a blend of wool and cotton. And the United Foursome is they took 4 colors.
4 of those.
They took color pairings they thought looked cool, and they put them into one big skein. So that's where
they have like a 1/2 inch join.
There's like it's not
a slight join,
but it's not like a knot.
No, it's
where
needle
they
felted or whatever.
Something. But it's not a fade between the colors, really. but it's really neat. So the original Nessie shawl was written for a yarn that fades. And I was like, this is still going to look really cool to have these blocks of color. I don't have to sew any ends in. Yay! But I just keep going with this. And there's 1,500 yards. Liz will read the stats. It's about 1,500 yards.
So it is
Stuck.
55% lambswool and 45% cotton.
Almost
They
50.
they're listing it as a number 2 fine, but it's 200 grams and 1,531 yards.
So if we do the math on that, 1531, you said?
1,531.
That's not head math. I mean, I could roughly estimate.
All right, let's do 200 grams and 1,400 meters.
Well, I'm doing the yardage. That's easier. For 100 grams, you have 700 yards.
Well, 700
Meters.
meters, but most fingering weight is 400 meters. So it's
That's how many yards
Light,
in 100 grams. It's between a fingering weight and a lace weight. You could use it for fingering weight patterns. You could use it for lace weight patterns. It's a lot of yardage.
a lot.
I mean, that is okay. Hang on, the 1,400. You're getting about 350 meters per color. So you could take it and break it up and use it for a shawl in some way if you wanted to. But I like the idea of just going and seeing what happens. That's what I'm doing with my thing. So
They recommend a 3 to 5 needle
okay,
or a E to a 7, the mythological 7.
4.5
But-
millimeters.
Yes. So EFG 7.
So give it some space to do it at once
Yeah.
instead of knitting or crocheting really tight with it.
Yeah.
I was talking to one of my knitters on, I want to say on Instagram probably. They're like, it's so cool what it does. I said, imagine if you knit with it. Crochet eats up more yarn.
About a third more yarn per project.
So imagine the color changing, the possibilities if you were going to knit a gigumongous shawl with this. Lots of yardage.
1,500 yards would give you 2 shawls
Probably.
for a lot of the shawl patterns.
They have, I think, Queensland, it's on Knitting Fever. I'm pretty sure they list some patterns that are written for it, and they're ginormous.
Well,
So, you know.
the other thing is, if you broke these colors up, you could do a grays and a dark
You
and a
could.
blues.
You don't have to do
You
them in
don't
order.
have to do them in order.
It's just they're connected if you do. Have we listed the price lines?
We have not. We are retailing it for $26.95.
$26.95. Since I have my smartphone out, not the head math, $26.95
Mm-hmm.
times. It will be $22.90 this week.
And I want to
Use the
say
code.
it is the biggest ball of yarn we have in one ball.
Yeah. We have some other 200 grams. you mean-
1,500 yards.
The yardage. Okay,
The
she's
yardage.
going by the yardage. Excuse me. Yes, it is. For one ball, most yardage possible.
Yeah.
Yes. I think it's just fun. And let's show them the colors.
So we have the color that Rebecca is using.
And I went to go look at what we can reorder if and when we reorder. I don't think that's available anymore. So if you love the color combo of what I'm making, you want to buy it now before we run out because we can't get it back in.
It is.
That means we may order a new color, but I don't think it'll be here for our special of the week.
Port Jackson.
Port Jackson.
We have a nice neutrals palette.
You gotta love the neutrals.
Gotta love the neutrals. And
And that one would be more of a fade,
yeah,
kind of.
it's an ecru, lighter gray, a
charcoal,
charcoal
and a
gray, and a
black.
black.
So that fades more than mine bounces back and forth.
Whitehaven.
Wait, okay.
I think we only have the one green,
Okay, and I'm not sure if I can get this one again either. I will take a look.
and I
but-
know we only have the one of the other ones.
Really? We only have one of that one right now? Wow.
This
I'll
one
reorder what I can.
is Fraser Island, and it's a light green, a brown, a medium green, and a darker green.
Yeah, kind of a sagey, dark sage green or something. Not quite a fade, but a nice color palette. This one, I am making something else with this one. I don't even know. No, I can almost see it where it is, but it's a hot mess. It's Sun Dragon colors. Yay!
It's Jenilyn Caves, and you have beautiful golden yellow,
That kind of does more
and
of a
then
fade.
2 oranges, a lighter and a darker, and then a nice red.
Oh,
So it's very sun-dry.
Get while you can, because we won't know what if we can get back in stock.
And then we have Sydney Tower, and it's a cream, a gray, a pink, and a purple.
That's just a nice color
It's
combo.
pretty.
I like it. Yeah, pastel more.
Yeah.
I think there might be a blue teal combo, which some people might perk up at. I'll see what I can get. We can't get the whole range of colors. We usually try to pick a nice variety for the shop. I will say this, it crochets up or knits up softer than it feels in the ball. So this is a really great example of don't be misled by holding the ball and going, like you want something softer, because the way that it's wound up makes it not feel quite as soft as its full potential. That's one of the crazy things about yarns in the shop. It's not rough, but you'd be surprised. Like here,
there's a yarn at SAP, and they talk. It is way softer. Mm-hmm. They talk about yarn blooming at certain points.
Is that the Rhode Island people?
Yeah,
their yarn is amazing. You feel the skein, you're like, You feel it knit up and go, oh my lord.
Some yarns are made to bloom when you knit with them, like the yarn just comes to life. Some yarns are made to bloom after you block your project.
Like linen gets softer as you wash it, right?
But some yarns, they bloom before they put in the skein. So feels really soft.
I mean, while feeling yarn is like, it is like part of the buying process. Feeling a skein of yarn doesn't always tell you what's going to happen with it. For the most part, yarns will get softer as you knit or crochet with them, like they off the skein. I think there's a couple where they might feel really soft and then maybe not so soft when you knit with them. But some of that is if you knit tightly with them or on a really small needle, that's going to change how it feels. If you knit on a bigger needle, that's going to change how it feels. It usually makes things softer. Usually. Don't hold me to that. But so yeah, this one is one of the ones that for a while I was kind of like, I got it in, but it's not as soft and squishy as some of my other yarns. And then I started working with it and went, ooh.
And we would love to do a sample out of every color and every yarn.
It's 1,500 yards.
Rebecca's still trying to work through every yarn to get a sample up so you can feel the squishy, but
it's hard. It's time consuming. We'd love to, but yeah.
And
have you seen how much yarn is here?
There is definitely no way that you could ever make a sample in the shop of every single color, because even if you did just a swatch, you're using a tiny little bit of yarn and that's a whole skein gone.
Oh, and this has all the lovely little, like, it's organic and it's non-museled wool. Which means like the way that they get the wool is as humane as possible. Yeah. And I'm sure you already said, but this is technically machine washable too, so it might fluff up more. And
don't dry it, just machine wash it.
Does it have the So again, apart from like my socks and stuff, I hardly put anything in the dryer unless I know what's going to happen to it or I want certain things to happen to them. And that's actually why I put my socks in the dryer. But those are super wash. But you know, there's some stability to this yarn then too. Yep. And that's partially the cotton is giving it the stability to not go haywire.
And if it gets the lamb's wool is not super wash. It's
which is again why you don't want to put it in the dryer. Yeah. Most things I'm going to throw in the washing machine. If I'm not just putting it on spin cycle to drain them like I did with wet blocking the sweater, I'm probably going to put on delicate and maybe even a garment bag just to protect things as much as possible. Do what you have time and energy for, right? But I'll take a look today at what other colors I can get in. There's a good chance I can't get them in until after the sale is over. So scarf up what we have now while we have it on sale. So shameless plug. All right, and then of course I said we need a notion. This is not the notion. This is hydration. What should we do for a notion this week?
Well, we got in some new colors of pom-poms.
And
that we haven't shown off yet.
We haven't shown them off yet. I've got them up online, and I'm gonna go get a hat with a pom-pom on it. But we already have these really fun colors, right? We have purple finch, which is a nice kind of like mauve pink. We have Rose Gala, which is a bright pink.
Blue
Brudgegrir or something. I
Yeah.
can never pronounce that.
But
Not to be confused with Royal Peafowl. Like one is blue and one is kind of almost purple. I know they look the same on camera. I promise they're a little different. And here's another thing I'll say about these, because they have hints of other colors in them. The Royal Peafowl has a little bit of white in it, and the blue Brudgegrir has white and black. So little hints of black in the blue one. The Peafowl just has little hints of white. This is white and black. That's another way to tell it. And the tonal quality is different. You can actually kind of see this one's like a little darker, kind of.
Yeah.
And it's almost like it's a purpley blue.
Yeah.
And
And
then we have Firefox, which is like a nice orangey, pinky, salmony goodness. I'm gonna get the sample I have that has one of these on them to show them how it works. We got some nice neutral, like natural colors in. Liz is gonna start showing those off.
we have a lovely gray, and it's a little tonal. Got some lighter grays and whatnot. Siberian wolf.
Oh, that's nice.
We got a cream,
We have not had a cream yet before in the shop.
and this is pretty just standard cream.
Just standard cream. I mean, there's like darker and lighter tones to it, but I think it's just density.
Yeah.
That we've had some natural pom-poms. They're more expensive than these, and they're in slightly different colors. We're kind of replacing colors when we can, but you're going to have totally different looks with some of our online pom-poms, which are online. But the brand name is online. They're closer to like $20, and they have some really great stuff that we can't quite replace here, but we're trying to give you a range and options in this price range.
These are $11.25.
$11.25 regular price. Yes.
Sandpiper is the cream.
Okay.
Obligatory black.
Full on black. That one's called
Panther. It is so dark, and
it's just black.
it would be
Just
perfect on a dark red.
Right. And before this, we didn't have a pure black pom-pom. We had pure white in the online ones. We have a black that's got little flecks of white in it in the online, the other pom-poms. This one is just black. Gorgeous.
This one's Canadian Lynx. It has the dark undercoat and then a frosted tip.
And we have some browns in the online, but they're different. I was thinking this might be able to replace it, but they're just different. So you might want to look at the full range, either online or in the shop, to pick the one that goes best with your hat.
And then the all
Pure white.
pure white.
In the
Fox.
in the online one, we have a pure white and we have a white with black tips. So we have different options in the more expensive pom-poms we have. They all function relatively the same way though. So here's one on a hat. They all have a snap. Liz is taking one off right now.
No snap. Yeah.
And they fit together, right? And so what I've done with this hat is I sewed the little piece that Liz is holding in her hands to the top of the hat. I used thread. People always ask, should I use the yarn or thread? Or the holes might be too small for yarn to begin with, some yarns. And thread is going to hold up better.
It's going to stabilize and last longer.
The most important thing and you can see that the other side of the snap is already attached to your pom-pom. And the most important thing is to make sure you sew it on the correct direction that the snap will work.
Mm-hmm.
Because the online pom-poms are the reverse of this one. And I had to re-sew this on because I did it wrong. But then snap it right on. If you want to wash the hat, if it's a machine washable hat, you can take it off. These are faux fur. They are not real fur, but they feel wonderfully soft, but they're more environmentally conscious and all that good stuff too.
They are 100% acrylic with polyurethane foam filling.
You can feel that. There is a hard core in here that the fluff is on top of.
They weigh approximately 23 grams. They are 4 3/4 by 4 3/4 inch, approximately pom-poms. They're hand washable. Yes. That is the stats on the back of here that I've never read before.
I've read them, but I've forgotten them. They're just fun, especially, I mean, you can get them on a non-slouchy hat, or you can, on a slouchy hat, you can let it fall behind you. You know, it weighs down the slouch nicely, I think.
Nicely.
And people talk about pom-poms that bobble around too much. Like this will bobble a little, but it's not super floppy. Like some pom-poms that have the ties in them will be super floppy, or have some other way of attaching them will end up being super floppy. And I think the snap one is pretty stable. It gives it the stability. Yes. So yay, get some pom-poms. They are fantastic. They are fun. And now we have a range of both. I think we have all of the fun colors. Some pom-pom companies will have shockingly bright fun colors. I think this is the whole range that the Furreal pom-poms come in. There's some really great options. And like, you know, this one is a dark purple and gold hat. And I put a purple finch on top of it, and it was just gorgeous.
If you are looking for a pom-pom for a hat, or yarn and a pom-pom, we can help you. Even if it doesn't, a lot of times pom-poms aren't going to be matchy unless you make your own. And we have pom-pom makers.
We have pom-pom makers if you want to make your own out of yarn. It's true.
But we can help match.
We have some kits online where we've done our best to come up with combos we think work well. Yeah. And locally, we'll pull things either outside or inside appointment. Excuse me, yarn lung. We'll do our best to match and give you options. Remotely, we can still do that with pictures. We can send you pictures. Email us, contact us. I do my best to color correct photos. It's not going to be perfect, but you'll get an idea of how things will fit together. Happy to do it. So, all right. I think that's pretty good for today. I think that's enough. We've overloaded you with information. I need to go get some of this up online. Honestly, the only thing that is not online, we've got the Angora needs to get, got to get pictures of the Angora and pictures of the United Foursome. But please wait. I mean, there's a good chance. I was going to say, wait until it's in the right category. There's a good chance, because this needs to process and upload. There's a good chance by the time this video is live for you to watch, I may have done all the work I need to do. Not sure. So just check. I would, I mean, you can always call the shop no matter what. It doesn't have to be online for you to save at the shop. But I would check when you go to our website for our online shop, we'll have that link in the comments. You can also go to sundragonartandfiber.com, and then there should be a tab that says shop now. It's a couple of clicks to get to our online shop, because we have to link it to our point of sale system. So it's not just automatically on sundragonartandfiber.com.
We don't have to link it to the point of sale system, but it makes life,
oh my gosh,
way easier
for you and us.
For you and us.
Yes. If it wasn't linked to our online shop system, we're already almost in meltdown because there's a lot to keep up with. And oh my gosh, hot mess. So there's a couple of clicks if you go to sundragonartandfiber.com to get to the online shop. But once you're there should be a heading at the top if you're on the computer, or in a drop-down menu you can pull up if you're on your phone, that says products of the week. And if you click on that, see what's there. If it's the things we are talking about today, the code is ready to go. And you can add them to your cart and you can purchase. I can't state enough with the way our online shop functions. You really need to use the drop-down menu for any listing to guarantee what you want ends up in your cart. I have this written on almost everything. I have to go back and catch some really old listings to say this. But if you click on the picture, if you're like, ooh, that pink one looks cool, and just click on the picture, what is in the drop-down menu has not changed. And you will end up with something you didn't intend to buy. So, but if you use the drop-down menu, because what I'm trying to do now, as I update pictures and put new pictures up, is I will try to put a label on the picture of what color it is. And so if you go to the drop-down menu, you say, ooh, Rose Gala, I like that. So you go to the drop-down menu, you select Rose Gala. The picture that's bigger than all the others should change to Rose Gala. And then you have double verification that the name on the picture is what is going to end up in your cart. So some older things I put up when we were young and fresh to online shopping and the world had just fallen apart and we were in a panic.
Wasn't a thing.
That's not a thing. Yeah. Those may not have labels or color or pictures that will accurately show the colors. They might have big graining pictures because I was taking them from yarn companies with permission and just slapping up what I could to get stuff online to try to survive. And we're doing okay right now. So I can
Now we're trying to fix things.
So if there's a listing online and you're like, what the heck? Like, I'm not sure what color this is, or I can't tell the picture, contact us. We'll do our best to sort you out. So, and in the meantime, I will try to update everything I can.
Yeah.
I updated the mohair yesterday. That is not on sale this week. But if you want to see some true color and all the photos, because my online shop limits me to 12 photos per listing, and we have 16 colors of mohair. Go check it out. Only this stuff, only what's in products of the week when I get it there is on sale this week. But more fun things to check out. Anyway, I think I'm good. I think I'm done talking about all this.
Tomorrow is Dear Becky and Lizzie.
Mm-hmm.
And
we have one question.
We have one question
and
so far.
If someone wants to send us more questions at this point to get them on tomorrow, you want to email her.
Liz@sundragonartandfiber.com.
If you want to write us a cute little note that we will get sometime in the near future.
Dear Becky and Lizzie, Sundragon Art and Fiber, 35 South Broad Street, Brevard, North Carolina, 28712.
And that will be in the comments in case you couldn't write that fast.
It's been a while since
you got it
wrote
in.
it.
I know.
No, since I wrote it, because now you're doing packages. So
I know.
Well, I'm packing. She's printing.
It's happening.
Receipts.
Yes.
Anyway, I'm not writing it on the.
We're not scrawling on our packages.
You don't get a look at my.
That charm is gone from our packages, but or mine. I mean, we're both doing it. More you at the end, but we're getting stuff out better.
We are.
Yeah. So, Dear Becky and Lizzie, tomorrow, if we run out of things to talk about, which we don't run out of things to talk about, we'll talk about things we're working on. And if not, then you'll have to wait until Tuesday to find out how our ongoing projects are going, because we started new projects last night. Not new patterns, but new projects. So, what?
If you follow her on Instagram or Facebook, you already know. If you came to midnight last night, you know. So,
here's hoping we have all kinds of fun stuff to show you on Tuesday, if not tomorrow. Stay tuned.
Should have at least,
What?
We should have at least one section done.
I would think so. Anyway. Yeah, we're gonna go get ready for the shop day to start and for me to work on all this stuff.
Yeah. All
right. You all have a good day. Stay safe. Subscribe if you can. Remember, if we hit 500 subscribers, at least like the episode. Come on. Now, if we hit 500 subscribers, we're shooting for 1,000 at some point. That'd be wonderful. But we want to benchmarks, right? Yeah. 500 subscribers, we'll have a sale on our online shop on everything. It'll be fun. It might be more than the sales we normally have too. Especially, dun. It's definitely gonna be more than 15%. So help us get there by, if you're not subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you are, tell some friends about it or see if they might be willing to. Honestly, it doesn't cost you anything. And I don't think it's some nefarious things are happening, at least not on our end. But conspiracies.
Nefarious things.
We're not nefarious. Come on. Okay. On that note, I'm gonna sign off. Bye. I might have to wear this a little bit today, though.
It looks so cute over the top.
Cozy.
Cashmere and mohair and sparkles and oh my.
Okay. Get your own cashmere. It's great. Bye. Bye.